I like Carmelo starting.
Um, I've seen him play a little this year. I like Carmelo. I think he is a pure shooter and good. I just think he's not in his prime anymore. I think that was a bad deal for Knicks, who are now stuck in this 5-year deal
True.
on a declining player. I just haven't seen enough of him. And also, he's on a. It doesn't help his cause that he's on arguably the worst team in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know that if he has an amazing next week or month, then I'd reconsider. But I've been hearing things. I've been hearing some news about maybe shutting him down for the year with all of his knee problems.
Yeah, I heard that too. And they'll get a first draft pick. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's what the talk was earlier with the Thunder.
Yeah. On to the West.
You could go first.
Okay. Center. I was talking about this guy before, Marc Gasol of the Grizzlies. I think this, that we talked about this. I think this guy has been amazing. He's had his first career 30-point games. He's been remarkable this season.
Yes.
There's a lot of good big men in the NBA. Blake Griffin is a viable candidate.
Yeah.
DeAndre Jordan, I think, is one of the most underrated players. I think his intensity brings so much to this game.
I hate it when people say that DeAndre Jordan is not the center for the Clippers. I just hate it.
How? He is the definite center.
ESPN's wrote about it. Bleacher Report's done it.
Wow.
Numbers don't lie.
Yeah. But yeah, DeAndre Jordan is a center and a very good one at that.
Yes.
And then I think power forward, there's a lot of options there.
You got Davis, you got Griffin.
Yeah, but I have to go with. This is gonna be surprising. I have to go with DeMarcus Cousins here.
Ooh.
I think this guy is in his. If he didn't have that injury problem, this is the best year of his career. And I think he's becoming a superstar, and it's incredible to see what he's done. And I think he deserves this spot. But I know it's crazy I didn't say Anthony Davis, so I'm going to make him my small forward in this situation.
Yeah.
Have 3 big men play. But I can't. There's no way I'm not having Anthony Davis. This guy's one of the front runners for MVP. This guy's incredible. In only his 25-year season, I don't even know, 24. He's incredibly young. He's just starting his prime. This guy's going to be a force for years to come.
He's
and then
he's the next Kareem, I think.
Yeah, and then point guard and shooting guard, I think, are pretty easy here. James Harden and Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Chris Paul maybe, but Chris Paul and Steph Curry, James Harden and Steph Curry, are both MVP candidates too. I think there's no debate there.
I am in a cross for my starting lineup. It's if I want 3 guards or if I want 3 power forwards. Center, I have to go. I want Anthony Davis in center for me. I think he's a great rebounder. Let's just check real quick. He is a great rebounder. I just like Anthony Davis in the center position. If I want... Actually, you know what? I'm going to go with 3 guards instead of 3 forwards. I'm going to let Marc Gasol play off the bench, and I'm going to start Blake Griffin, our very own Blake Griffin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think Blake Griffin has been incredible as usual. I think he's struggling a bit. Past couple games, only 15 and 14 point games around. He's just not the MVP he was last year.
Yeah. As a Clipper fan, I think and hope that he's just conserving it for later. But you never know. But he's still averaging 22 points a game. He's become a great shooter, which has changed his gameplay. A little less of the Lob City in LA, but he does have nice shot. He has a nice out shot.
He does.
Because I like my guards, I'm going to go for Chris Paul, point guard.
Nice.
Curry, shooting guard, and Harden, small forward. But
I like that too.
There's a guy that I think had another breakout player this year for the West. I know I did Collison, but I haven't realized this. Gordon Hayward of the Utah Jazz has been the most surprising player for me this year.
This guy he just got a new contract, and he's really stepped up for this Jazz team that is very young, and they need him right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's averaging 18.9 points a game, and throughout his whole career, he's just been averaging 12. So this is definitely probably his best season.
Yeah, I agree.
Now let's go to awards. We're gonna talk about Rookie of the Year, MVP, and what team do we think will be in the finals, and who will win in the finals? Who will win the finals? Let's start with Rookie of the Year.
Let's start with Rookie of the Year. Yeah. I think this is a tough one with a lot of interesting rookies this year. None really living up to their potential yet.
Yeah.
But I think if we're talking right now, I have to go with Elfrid Payton of the Orlando Magic.
Ooh.
If we're talking right now, if we're saying over the foreseeable future, I'm going with Marcus Smart. I think he's just starting to take a turn. But Elfrid Payton he's struggling on the shooting end, but his defense has been incredible. This guy was one of the most underrated college players, and he surprised everyone being drafted very early by the 76ers and traded to the Magic.
Yeah.
But especially of late, he's been incredible, this guy, and he stepped it up and showed why the Magic traded all those players for him.
Right now, for me, it's mostly who I want to win the Rookie of the Year, and who would have seemed like the logical choices for Rookie of the Year. You have to talk about Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker.
Yeah. Well, not Jabari Parker anymore, sadly.
Yeah, sadly.
But Andrew Wiggins, that was another guy I was thinking about. Of late, he's been just on a run, this guy.
Even though he's on, sadly, probably the worst team, he's definitely the bright spot in that Minnesota Timberwolves team.
That team I see a good future for them. I love Gorgie Dang. I think this guy is a great big man and could actually become one of the breakout players next year as he gets better and better. Anthony Bennett, he was the number one overall pick for a reason. I know he was a bust, but I still think he has a good future as a role player.
I don't think he's a bust yet, but...
Yeah, I don't think he's a bust yet. I like Zach Levin a lot. I think this guy is very raw right now, but eventually I think he could be the star point guard for this Timberwolves team. I like Mo Williams as a veteran role player. And
played for the Clippers a year.
Yeah, very good shooter and leader. And they're very interesting. Nikola Pekovic, he's had a lot of injury problems, but he is still he's young. And he's still playing at his best. They have a lot of intriguing options. Kevin Martin.
Yeah. One sec. Okay.
Let's go.
MVP of the East.
MVP for the whole thing, or for the East?
Oh yeah. There's only one MVP. Sorry.
Yeah. Sometimes it gets jumbled up with baseball.
Yeah. I mean, baseball's life, but...
Yeah. I think right now, if we're saying the second, Steph Curry. I mean, this...
Definitely.
I don't really think there's competition right now, because this is literally a Warriors team that has just jumped from being mediocre to amazing with the incredible improvements by Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, and all these players have really stepped up. Maurice Spates, this team is amazing, and it's all because of Steph Curry. It all starts with him. Steve Kerr has been a revelation for that team.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be a player from the West, let's face it. I'm stuck. Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, and James Harden. I can't pick right now.
Yeah, it's tough. I think Anthony Davis has a real shot, too. Because this guy, if he keeps going up and leads the Pelicans team to a playoff spot, that is just amazing. And this is a guy who's going to become one of the greats of all time. Let's face it.
Yeah. Anthony Davis, I do think, is the next Kareem.
Yeah. NBA Finals.
Finals. Let's first say who we think will be in the finals, and then we'll pick who wins.
Okay, this is really tough for me. Because there's so many. There's not a lot of definite this guy's gonna win this year, but there's a lot of interesting picks. In the East, I have to go with the Bulls. I think the Cavaliers are too raw right now, and I think the Bulls are just the most complete team right now. I think there's no competition there. I think they're just too unbeatable. Unless some major player gets injured, this team looks like they're going all the way. If the Cavaliers can pull it together and get everyone healthy, then I think they have a shot too. But right now, the Bulls, I have to go Bulls v. Thunder.
Thunder.
They don't have a playoff spot right now, but this team is a team that's so close to that ring. Kevin Durant is not at his best right now, and he just came up with a 40-point game. That's bad for Kevin Durant. And Russell Westbrook is playing at an MVP caliber style. That's just exciting to see. That's just amazing. They're just getting back into the rhythm after losing a bunch of players to injury. But I think it's gonna, once they get healthy and they start, getting their rhythm back together, I think this is gonna be a Thunder Bulls.
Thunder Bulls. Interesting. In the East, I do think that I think Atlanta. No, I don't think I think Toronto will be the team representing the East.
That's interesting. I mean, Toronto, I think, eventually, I love Casey, Coach Case.
Yes.
He's a great coach, Dwayne Casey. But I think they're too raw. And unless DeMar DeRozan comes back and starts playing at an MVP caliber as an MVP caliber player, I don't think they have a big shot right now. Even though they're doing great right now, I think they're too young, too raw, too inexperienced to make that far of a run. I think they might win first round, but I don't think they're going to get that far.
I just noticed something about Atlanta because I have stats right here. Atlanta is 11-5 against teams above 500. That's pretty good for a team that's
pretty good.
They are actually behind Golden State. They have the best record against teams above 500 in the NBA.
Yeah.
That surprised me.
So who's your West?
Well, there is one more team that I want to bring up in the East real quick, because we have time. I have to talk about the Washington Wizards. I talked about them over the summer, saying that this would be my sleeper pick team.
I said that too. I agree.
They got Paul Pierce in the offseason. They got Gortat. John Wall has been an amazing player. He's been under the radar this year.
Yeah, he might be I forgot about him. He might be my point guard in the All-Star game. But he is incredible, to say the least. This guy is just remarkable. And him and Bradley Beal, we don't talk about them enough.
Yeah, Bradley Beal.
Splash Brothers in Golden State. But these guys are just so fun to watch and just tremendous.
Also, sorry.
Bradley Beal can get to a level that he knows he can play, and even better, which we all know he can do. Him and John Wall can lead this team to who knows what. Their potential is unlimited.
Another guy I want to bring up in Washington was their first draft pick last year, Otto Porter Jr. I think he will be amazing soon. He's not he's not great yet, but I think he will be very soon.
I agree. I think this guy has a lot of potential. I think